What's up, everyone? Today I want to talk a little bit about competition and what it means to actually focus too heavily on it. Because sometimes it can really get into a bad habit of worrying too much about what the Joneses are doing, trying to build feature for feature, trying to worry about how your product is better than someone else's, or doesn't do as much or needs to do more. I think sometimes this is a little bit of a tricky thing to navigate because it does matter at certain stages, but when you're very early on, the most important thing you can focus towards is the customer, the market, the problem, and the value that you're delivering. It really becomes about external offense. When you're really honing in on competition, it's almost like you're taking defensive maneuvers in a lot of cases in order to try to be respond to what they're doing, as opposed to just proactively doing things yourself that you think are going to be successful. I have been part of startups in the past and companies in the past where I'm sitting there crushing through feature lists, trying to compare my product to someone else's, and it gives you information, but it's not necessarily the best kind, where you really just need to kind of be spatially aware of what everyone's doing, not really specific on, do we have this, do we have that. I think that's less important. It's really just about, if you're winning in the market today, whether or not you have feature 1, 2, 3 that a competitor has probably isn't as relevant. If you're in commoditized markets where price is really the game-changing strategy, where you really have to hone in on, if we up by a percentage point or drop by a 0.5 or whatever it is, then it really does matter to be very aware as to exactly what moves people are making. But I think until you get to a certain size or certain scale, which I may not have been a great part of in the past and in certain experiences that I've had, but I think for me, looking at net new products entering the market, it's really important to just stay really crystal focused on who the customer are you getting the results, are you growing, and are you actually delivering value? And there's a lot of metrics that you can use in order to be able to determine that, as opposed to just attempting to figure out, hey, company A is doing this, we need to respond in some way, or company B does this, how are we better than them? It really just comes down to, are you able to grow or not? And that just comes down to solving a problem, delivering value, the fundamentals.